It's the holiday season, and whether you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or Yule, that means gifts. You're getting presents and dishing them back out in return. But have you ever received a gift where the giver was so excited, so sure that they had gotten you the best present ever, only for you to open it and find that it's some useless knickknack that you're going to return or donate the first chance you get?
Yes, obviously. Yes.
We've all been there. And it's because of an annoying interaction between human psychology, communication skills, and cultural norms. So get ready to stop sucking at gifting and become the best gift giver ever with just a few simple tips. First, let's identify the problem. I can't speak for the whole world, but at least for the United States, often the ideal gift is considered one that is so thoughtful that the receiver loves it and needs it, but would never even have thought of asking for it.
Oh, it's just what I wanted!
Then it feels like you know them better than they even know themselves. You give a useful gift, and you show how much you care. It's the perfect gift. Unfortunately, this almost never happens. Instead, it's honestly a pretty big win if you can just deliver something that the recipient actually wants and that comes off as even vaguely a surprise. And it's the surprise aspect of giftery that creates such a big problem. In many cases, gifts are supposed to remain secret until they're opened, and that sincere look of shock and gratitude when they open the gift is part of what makes giving gifts so fun in the first place. And it's a bit less fun when it's explicitly stated. Picture this. You ask a friend, "What do you want for Christmas?" And they say, "I want a cheese grater that looks like a sword." And then they send you a link to the exact product they want on Amazon. You buy that product, and then they open the present, and it's exactly what they sent you a link to, and it's like, great. Thanks. It feels a little transactional. Most of us want more whimsy. Well, at least the giver of the gift wants more whimsy. It turns out that the receiver just wants what they want.
I know what I'm about, son.
They've actually done research on this, specifically for wedding gifts. Tons of people get newlyweds gifts without even looking at the registry. And those presents are rated as less thoughtful and less satisfactory by the new couples that participated in the study. The presents they rated as the most thoughtful and most satisfactory were the ones they directly asked for. That and cash. In that same study, givers stated that they thought recipients would appreciate cash less than a gift. But recipients stated that they all often preferred cash. If you look back at all the gifts you've received, you can probably feel the truth of this study. I know my wife and I received tons of weird, non-registry gifts for our wedding, and I can remember exactly one of them that was actually thoughtful and useful. Mostly it was just weird decorations or knickknacks. So we had all this garbage we didn't want, but not a single person bought us a hatchet, which was listed very clearly as an item we wanted on our registry. So the best, most reliable way to get someone a gift that they will love is to just ask them what they'd love, and then get them that. Sure, it might not feel as thoughtful to you, but as I've mentioned in many other videos, when we try to be thoughtful and guess what other people think or want, we basically always get it wrong. But there is a way you can do both. You can ask directly, communicate clearly, get people what they want, and come across looking like a super thoughtful genius all at the same time. Here's where the real magic tips come in. Tip number 1, take notes. This mostly works if you're getting a gift for a spouse or significant other, someone that you live with, but you just need to have a memo on your phone. And when they mention that they'd really like something, or that they always have a certain problem, write it down. My wife will sometimes say something like, "Oh, this would be so much easier if I had X." And she'll say it in September or October or something. And then I can write it down, make a note, so when it's time to get a gift, I can look back on it and know there's something she needs. This leans more on the surprise side of things, so it feels more fun to the giver, but still runs the risk of going horribly wrong. Tip number 2, Get creative in the delivery or the details. Unless someone asks for something incredibly specific, like a cheese grater that looks like a sword, you can often show thoughtfulness in how you get them the thing. For example, if they just asked for a cheese grater and you knew they really loved swords, then getting them a sword grater would feel really cool. My wife asks for chocolate for basically every gift-giving occasion. So I try to get creative and find different kinds of chocolate she might like, or buy fancier chocolate than we would normally get. Things that make it feel special. Go the extra mile in quality. Add a homemade or handcrafted element, or personalize the item in some way. My magnum opus of gifting, the best gift I have ever given, was when my wife was first getting into painting and sculpting and she wanted some art supplies. I reached out to some of her heroes in the art world, told them that I wanted to do something special for my wife who was a big fan of their work, and asked for their recommendations on what tools they liked to use, and asked if they had any advice for a new aspiring artist. I then printed out all of the advice and compiled it in a little booklet, so on Christmas morning she not only got the supplies she wanted, but she got a stack of advice from some of her idols, telling her personalized what to do and how to make great work, and saying how much they believed in her. She cared more about the advice and the thought than she did about the supplies. She also still got what she wanted, and I got to do something sneaky, surprising, and thoughtful. Best gift ever.
You're the coolest human in the world.
I'll never live up to it again. Tip number 3 is to stay humble. If you have an idea that you think might be better than what the person directly asked for, run it past them. You can be direct, or you can try to be a little bit more subtle. Say something like, hey, how do you feel about hammocks? Or whatever the gift idea is. And then see what they say. Just accept that you have no clue what your giftee actually wants. I don't care if you've been married for 40 years, which is pretty unlikely given my YouTube audience demographics. If you think that your idea is better than what they have directly stated, you're probably wrong. It's better to play it safe and check. Now, there is one caveat to all of this. National and family cultures vary wildly. This advice is grounded in human psychology and research, but it does come from a primarily United States perspective. Your specific circumstance may be completely different. Maybe you're in a family where talking about gifts at all is really taboo. And if that's the case, I don't have a ton of great advice for you because I'm very pro-communication. I guess just take really good notes all the time. But if you are in a place where communication is even vaguely acceptable, just do it. Just ask straightforwardly. It will make your gifts, your relationships, and the world a much better place. Do you have someone in your life who sucks at giving gifts? Make sure to share this video with them to increase your odds of getting something you actually want, both this year and for years to come. You're welcome in advance.